Hello all, Igna here, and by request we are going to be covering all three of the new insects with the new synergy that they have and what I think would be best to run with them. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so like I said in the little intro, we're going to be doing a dive into the three new insects and what I think are the best to be running with them with the new synergy that they all have. But before we get into that, we've got to get into the usual shenanigans. This video is sponsored by Aptoid. We're using my code EGNE3. You can get anywhere from 5 to 65% off all in-game purchases. This really helps me out. It helps me to be able to continue putting out content and allows me to keep doing giveaways, anything like that. And it also saves you a great chunk of money just by using my code. Honestly, it drops most of the pay-to-win events down by about 35 to 50% off. So it's a great way to save a lot of money. So again, that's EGNE3. And that will, the full description of how to take full advantage of this will be down in the description down below. Along with that, as we have in the description down below is also a link to my Discord. We have a bunch of people that help and are very knowledgeable in the game, as well as the Patreon and everything else. And while we're still talking about helping, there is 69% of you that are currently not subscribed that continue to watch my videos week after week. Please, 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 it costs you nothing, and I hate to sound like every other YouTuber that asks this, but please hit that like and subscribe because it actually really helps out this channel and allows me to be able to continue putting out content for you. Alright, so we will get right into it. Alright, so we're going to start with the first one, the Rainbow Scarab. So, for the Rainbow Scarab, it has a Guardian synergy. My thoughts behind this one, I have an in-depth guide on each of the insects and their talent tree, so that's not what we're going to be covering today. But what was requested is like what I think the best possible lineups are for each insect. I only have one of them, so what I'm going to say is not going to be exactly what I am running currently because I only have one of the insects. So for the Rainbow Scarab, the biggest thing is with that as a helper and with that leading. So if the troop has a Guardian squad, normal attack, resistance. As a helper, when leading any soldier ant, the chance of triggering Swift effect. And then with it as a helper, when leading any soldier ant has a chance of triggering Plunder, which is absorbing 15% of the attack from all squads, and then deals 500% to all squads to the enemy side. 10% of the damage converts into our squad power. The conversion of the squad power is not really helpful, but so what's the best lineup for this ant? Honestly, because it is Guardian synergy, that's what you have to look at first. So you're definitely going to want to focus on this being for a Guardian March or a Guardian Shooter March. So what would be the best ants to run with this? They have some new Vast Jungle ants. So part of what I'm going to be saying is theory crafting, and then part of it is just going to be from experience of what I personally have and have already tested against. Theory crafting wise, I think that this ant right here, the Marinopolis bicolor, whatever the fuck, would be good as a first or secondary ant. First line or second line ant. But otherwise, I'm not a fan of the Black Knight. I think it's kind of a suicide ant, so we're not going to add that into this. But as far as for like an actual lineup, I would probably do like add Leaf Devourer and Hairy Panther, or add a Hairy Panther Leaf Devourer. If you have that ant, you can put second row, and then I'd probably do add a that ant I can't pronounce, and then Hairy Panther. If you're running as a Guardian Shooter, I would run exactly what I'm running right now, which is the Ada, Weaver, and Wise Berserker. Alright, now we get into the next one, which would be the Gladus. Alright, when its troop contains a shooter squad, normal attack crit rate is increased, which is big for like the Dolly Weaver combo. It's also good for just the Weaver Wise Berserker combo, period, if you're running a Guardian Shooter. With it, leading any soldier ant, the chance to trigger and frenzy effect, and then with it as a helper, when leading any soldier ant, the chance to triggering frenzy effect. So that is during the battle, the skill damage of all our squads is plus 20%. After the backline releases the damage skill, there's a chance of releasing the skill again. The effect can be triggered at most once per round. Alright, so this is obviously shooter synergy. So this is going to be focused more on like a pure shooter squad, as far as like the Dolly Weaver combo or a Guardian Shooter combo. Ada is honestly arguably one of the best for a Guardian Shooter combo. But you can also take a different approach. And again, this is theory crafting, but as far as the new ants, I would actually still suggest a Guardian Shooter, to be honest, with the Ada in the front. But if not, you can do something like the Dolly and then the Carpenter ant, which allows you to have dodge rate. Oh, I'm sorry, not the Carpenter ant. The yeah, this one, the Crematogaster and Flasha, which has been able to reduce the damage by 30%. Honestly, you can use this with the Guardian Shooter as well, even though I don't think it would replace the Weaver as well. But for like a shooter, you can do like this ant and then Weaver, and then the Saharan Silver. If you don't have that, then you can go, the Saharan Silver is broken right now, to be honest. It's able to jump outside the range of what anybody's able to hit, which is very broken, and it hits really hard. But if you don't have like the Weaver combo or whatever, you can, honestly, the Saharan does better than even an 8-star Wise Berserker right now. It's very broken. So, I mean, you could do like an Ada CI Saharan Silver, or you could do like a Ada Weaver Saharan. If you don't have Saharan, you could do Wise Berserker, Lathy, or you could, if you're running a full shooter DPS for the Gladiator, you could run something like the Dolly CI Saharan, or the Dolly Weaver Saharan, etc., etc. Alright, and then for the last one, which is the Carrier Insect. This one is huge because of the new dodge rate that it gives. Plus, it has, when leading Carrier Ants, the chance of triggering Blitz, which is randomly increasing 2 of our Carrier Ants squad rate by 8%, deal 60% to the enemy's backline if dodge effect is triggered. Damage decreases with each dodge. Now, I've covered this before in past videos, but my speculation is that as far as the best lineup to run with this is going to be the SE, mostly because of right here, the dodge rate plus 20%. And then the new one, Carpenter Ant, which is another 20% dodge and normal attack resistance. And then the LB, which I will go to that real quick. The LB has an increased dodge rate of 10%. And then it also has find it real quick. Yeah, it has been able to do more damage depending on what it's actually facing. So, yeah. So yeah, all in all, those are the best lineups that I think would be for each of these new insects. Now, obviously, if you don't have the new carrier ant insects, you can actually run exactly what I'm running for it, which would be the SE Golden Crystal LB, to be able to really dupe down on that DPS. But all in all, you if you can factor in and be able to focus on that dodge effect, that's going to help you a lot more than anything else. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this video. I hope it helped. This was by suggestion, so if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to drop them in our Discord or PM in the comments down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Agnes